Everyone thinks I moved on. I wish they were right. I learned how to smile again, learned how to fill my days. But every road I take somehow still leads me back your way. I changed the songs I listened to, I stopped going where we'd go. But no matter how far I run, there's one thing I still know. I still compare every goodbye to the one you left behind. And every person after you never stayed long in my mind. Maybe time can heal some things, but not everything. I never got over you, I just got better at hiding it. I learned how to carry the pain without anybody noticing. And every lonely evening still feels a little incomplete, because part of my heart still skips when I hear your name. You became a memory I was supposed to outgrow, and that's what hurts the most. I never got over you. Sometimes I see your picture, and suddenly I'm back again to the version of myself who thought we'd never end. You probably found a new life, a new story to begin, while I'm still having conversations with the ghost of what we've been. I still remember details I should have forgotten by now. The way you laughed, the way you looked at me. Somehow, tell me why some people stay long after they leave. I never got over you, even after all this time, even after telling everyone that I'm finally doing fine. And every rainy midnight still feels heavier somehow, because part of me still wonders if you ever miss me now. You learn how to move on while I stayed emotionally true, and that's what hurts the most. I never got over you. Maybe real heartbreak isn't crying every day. Maybe it's waking up years later and still feeling the same. Because even now, if you call me out of the blue, part of my heart would answer the way it used to. I wish healing was simple, I wish love faded on its own. But some people leave fingerprints on your soul. I stopped talking about you, but I never stopped missing you. I never got over you, I just learned how to survive it, how to live a life without you, while secretly still wishing for it. And every sleepless night still ends the same way too, with me loving someone who stopped loving me too. I know someday I'll heal, I know hearts recover slowly, But tonight what hurts the most is realizing it's still you. I never got over you, I just got used to the pain. I still remember you, I just didn't know it would be the last time. The last time you held my hand, everything still felt okay. I didn't know forever was already slipping away. We sat together quietly, watching the city lights glow. And for a moment the world felt safe before I had to let you go. I wish I paid more attention to the way you smiled at night, because now I'd give anything to see you one more time. If I had known what was coming, I would have stayed a little longer. The last time you felt like home, I didn't know it was goodbye. I didn't know those memories would keep me awake at night. And every lonely evening still tears my soul apart, because the safest place I ever knew still lives inside my heart. You became a memory I still carry everywhere I go, and that's what hurts the most. I didn't know it was the last time. Now every street we walk together feels different somehow, like the city kept moving forward while I'm still standing here now. I still replay that evening, trying to freeze it in my mind, because some moments become priceless only after they're left behind. You probably don't remember that ordinary night at all, but for me it became the memory that hurts the most. Tell me why the happiest memories become the hardest to revisit. The last time you felt like home, before distance filled the air, before your voice became something I could no longer hear. And every rainy midnight still feels heavy somehow, because part of me still lives inside that moment now. You learn how to move on while I stayed emotionally true, and that's what hurts the most. I still remember you. Maybe real heartbreak isn't the goodbye itself. Maybe it's realizing later that some moments never come back, because even now I still return to that night where your eyes still love me and everything felt right. I wish I could relive it just once before I sleep, because some memories cut too deep to leave. I didn't know I was making my favorite memory. The last time you felt like home, even after all this time, last time you felt like home? I wish I had stayed a little longer. Loving you felt natural. Forgetting you never did. Back then it was easy to fall into your arms, easy to believe forever would protect us from harm. You made ordinary moments feel beautiful somehow. And even years later, I still remember them now. I thought time would help me leave the past behind, but your memory keeps finding me when I'm alone at night. Maybe some people leave, but never leave your heart. You were easier to love than forget, easier to hold than lose, easier to dream about forever than wake up without you. And every lonely evening still tears my soul apart, 'cause moving on from you never felt as easy as the start. You became my favorite memory, and my heart is true. And that's what hurts the most. I still can't get over you. I still hear your laughter inside certain songs, and suddenly a few seconds feel like years gone wrong. I still remember details I should have forgotten by now. The way you looked at me, the way you calmed me down. You probably found someone who doesn't carry this pain, while I'm still fighting memories that return again and again. Tell me why forgetting you feels harder than losing you. You were easier to love than forget, easier to trust than leave behind, easier to give my heart to than erase from my mind. And every rainy midnight still feels heavy somehow, because part of me still searches for the old us now. You learned how to move on while I stayed emotionally true, and that's what hurts the most. I still belong to you. Maybe real heartbreak isn't watching someone walk away. Maybe it's carrying their memory through every single day, because even now your name still changes my mood, and every version of happiness somehow leads back to you. I wish healing was simple, I wish memories disappeared, but some people become permanent even when they're no longer here. I stopped calling your name, but I never stopped missing it. You were easier to love than forget, even after all this time, even after pretending that I'm finally fine. And every sleepless night still ends the same way too, with me loving someone who stopped loving me too. I know someday know hearts recover slowly, but tonight what hurts the most is how real you still feel. You were easier to love than forget, and maybe you always will be. Every time it rains, it feels like you come back for a while. The clouds roll in slowly, and the city starts to fade. Then suddenly I'm standing inside old memories again. The sound against my window feels exactly like before, when we'd stay awake together, listening to storms for hours. You'd rest your head beside me and talk about your dreams. Now the rain is all that's left of what we used to be. Maybe that's why rainy nights still hurt the most. I still hear you in the rain, in every drop against the glass, in every quiet moment that pulls me back into the past, and every lonely evening still tears my soul apart, because the rain remembers things my mind can't leave behind. You became a memory that never fades away, and that's what hurts the most. I still hear you in the rain. I try to make new memories, try to leave the past alone, but every storm reminds me of the love I used to know. The streets look different now, but the feeling stays the same, 'cause every rainy midnight still whispers your name. You probably don't notice when the weather starts to change, while I sit by the window watching old emotions wait. Tell me why the rain still sounds so much like you. I still hear you in the rain, through sleepless nights and empty rooms, through every silent second where I still miss you. And every rainy evening still feels heavier somehow, because part of me still searches for what we lost somehow. You learned how to move on while I stayed emotionally true, and that's what hurts the most. The rain still leads me back to you. Maybe real heartbreak is finding someone everywhere, inside songs, inside memories, inside the cold night air. 'Cause even now the rain still takes me there, to a version of my life where you were still here. I wish storms were only storms, instead of reminders too. But every drop keeps falling like pieces of me and you. I close my eyes, and for a second you're still here. I still hear you in the rain, even after all this time, even after pretending that I'm finally fine. And every sleepless night still ends the same way too, with me missing someone who stopped missing me too. I know someday I'll heal, I know hearts recover slowly, but tonight what hurts the most is how alive you still sound. I still hear you in the rain, and I don't know how to make it stop. We thought we had more time, more sunsets, more conversations, more us. We were still making plans, still talking about forever, still laughing at little things, like nothing could change us ever. I never imagined that one day we'd look back and realize our best moments were already in the past. You felt so permanent, so impossible to lose. That's why I'm still broken, trying to understand the truth. Maybe the saddest love stories are the ones that end before they're ready. We became memories too soon, before I was ready to let you go, before I learned how to live without the love I used to know. And every lonely evening still tears my soul apart, because some part of me never left where we are. You became a photograph while I stayed emotionally true, and that's what hurts the most. We became memories too soon. I still revisit old messages like they're pieces of home, trying to find comfort inside words that are gone. Your voice feels distant now, but it still lives in my head. And every little promise echoes louder since you left. You probably remember us without carrying this pain, while I still relive our ending again and again. Tell me why beautiful things always seem to leave too fast. We became memories too soon, before our story felt complete, before I got the chance to become someone you could keep. And every rainy midnight still feels heavy somehow, because part of me still lives inside those moments now. You wish life gave warnings before people became the past. Because if I had known, I would have held on longer than that. I thought we had more time, I really did. We became memories too soon, even after all this time. Even after pretending that I'm finally fine. And every sleepless night still ends the same way too. With me loving someone who stopped loving me too. I know someday I'll heal, I know hearts recover slowly. But tonight what hurts the most is knowing how close we were. We became memories too soon, before I was ready to say goodbye.